यमुनतीरा वनचारी यमुनतीरा वनचारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव श्री राधे, जय राधा माधव श्री राधे, जय जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रील प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, we are reading from Srimad-Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 21. Is it? Okay. It's 9:21, yeah? Tetam bhukt. Okay, yeah. Tetam, maybe. Bhuktva Swargalokam Vishalam Kshine Punyam Satyarloka Mrityalokam Vishanti Evam Traidharmam Anuprapanna Gatagatam Kama Kama Labhante Tetam Bhuktva Swargalokam Vishalam Kshine Punyam Rityalokam Vishanti Evam Traidharmam Anuprapanna Gatagatam Kama Kama Labhante Tetam Bhuktva Swargalokam Vishalam Kshine Punyam Mrityalokam Vishanti Evam Traidharmam Anuprapannam Gatagatam Kama Kama Labhante. Would you like to try? Tetam Bhuktva Swargaloka Vishalam Kshine Punyam Rityalokam Vishanti Evam Traidharmam Anuprapannam Gatagatam Kama Kama Labhante. Tetam Bhuktva Swargaloka Vishalam Kshine Punyam Rityalokam Vishanti Evam Traidharmam Anuprapannam Gata Gata Kama Kama Labhante. Tetam Bhuktva Swargaloka Vishalam Kshine Punyam Rityalokam Vishanti Evam Traidharmam Anuprapannam Gata Gatam Kama Kama Labhante. Word to word translation. They, tam, that, bhuktva, having enjoyed, swargalokam, heaven, vishalam, vast, kshine, being exhausted, punye, the results of their pious activities, mrityalokam, to the mortal earth, vishanti, fall down, evam, thus, tray, of the three Vedas, dharmam, doctrines, anuprapannaha, following, gata gatam, death and birth, kama kamay, desiring sense enjoyments, labhante, attain. Translation. When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. One who is promoted to the higher planetary systems enjoys a longer duration of life and better facilities for sense enjoyment. Yet one is not allowed to stay there forever. One is again sent back to this earth upon finishing the resultant fruits of pious activities. He who has not attained perfection of knowledge, as indicated in Vedanta Sutras, yan madhya asya yataha, or in other words, he who fails to understand Krishna, the cause of all causes, becomes baffled about achieving the ultimate goal of life, and is thus subjected to the routine of being promoted to the higher planets, and then again coming down, as if situated on a Ferris wheel which sometimes goes up and sometimes come down. The purport is that instead of being elevated to the spiritual world, from which there is no longer any possibility of coming down, one simply revolves in the cycle of birth and death on higher and lower planetary systems. One should better take to the spiritual world to enjoy an eternal life, full of bliss and knowledge, and never return to this miserable material existence. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sham Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I would like to welcome everyone for today's evening class of Bhagavad Gita, and we continue from yesterday. Manu Prabhu inspired us so nicely why to take the shelter of holy name, and how holy name is the only way for us to get more connected to Krishna. And now here in this shloka, it is said, so, Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam. They enjoy the vast pleasures of Swarga, heavenly planets, and as Swarga is higher than Earth, so there is also long lifespan, and there are more beautiful bodies, we can say. They are more beautiful than us. There is no disease, like here we have diseases. There is no disease in this heavenly planets, and there is more sense enjoyment. But this pleasure is also vinasham. So as it is said, the pleasure which is there, it's ending, it's temporary, it's not permanent. And then it is said, Kshinya punya mritya lokam vishanti. When the pious activities, the pious credits are finished, they again come back to this planet. So now we see in India most of the times they say there is punya and papa. So people say, okay, let's go to temple, do some punya, we achieve some pious activities, and when we do some we get some pious, credits, then we can enjoy more, we'll have more pleasure. Okay, at least not here, but maybe when I die, I'll go to Swarga at least, and then there I can enjoy. So because they don't know the exactly the meaning of why we are going to temple, or which temple should we go, or many times it happens that they go to many demigods and they say, okay, I'll keep coming at your temple for 21 weeks, like 21 Mondays, 21 Tuesdays. Why? Because I want this XYZ thing. And they feel, okay, now if I do this, I achieve some pious, credits, and with this I can age, I'll get punya, and with this punya I go to Swarga and I enjoy there. So that is the ultimate motto of going to any demigods or praying to them. And then it is said, evam trai dharmam anuprapanna. Those who strictly follow, this karma kanda, Vedic rituals and all, they are not doing it wrong, but the purpose it is wrong. We can say in that sense they are following they are following the Vedic scriptures that we should just respect these demigods and worship Krishna. But their motto for doing all this worship of demigods is always the sense enjoyment, that is swarga kama. They have this desire to going to Swarga. Gata agatam kama kama labhate. They go up and down repeatedly. This is the samsara chakra, we can say. Just like an elevator, it goes on the top, comes down, and then Prabhupada also mentions that it's like a Ferris wheel, which goes up and down like a roller coaster. So those who want to enjoy, they do this karma kanda, and then those who understand Krishna consciousness, or those who are surrendered to Krishna, they do, Krishna Prityartha karma. So for loving Krishna, that is what they do for. So if we see, there are many references also. If we see in Srimad-Bhagavatam, also we see sorry. So if we see in Srimad-Bhagavatam, in first canto it is said, Tyaktva swadharma charnam bhuje harera. So bhakti is avyaya, it's never destroyed. So it is said that if someone gives up his material occupation and duties and takes shelter of the lotus feet of Lord, but if he cannot maintain his position, he falls down. What is a loss there? And what can be gained by performing one's prescribed duties if one does not engage in the devotional service? So here actually it is emphasized more on karma, jnana and dharma, wherein, but though this is not the pure devotional service, but still it is trying to make us align with Krishna consciousness, which is the most confidential knowledge. And then Narad Muni says that sorry, that it's, if one is not able to do, complete surrendered 100% Krishna consciousness, but at least with practice he becomes more surrendered to Krishna. And but the karmas which are done without Krishna are like useless. He says this, we can do good karmas outside, like as I said, punya, you achieve some pious credits, and then you get the temporary results of it, that you go to Swarga, enjoy for some time. Once the bank account is over, like for an example, now I have vacation, I go on vacations. Once the vacation are over, I again go back to work. So similarly is this pious credits that we just achieve, and then once those are finished, we have to come back. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, janani jathare shayanam, it is said. So again, birth and death cycle is there, and between this birth and death cycle, we have this misery, miseries over here. We have diseases, we have old age, we have to go all through this. Also, when the focus is on pious activities to achieve pious karma, it's just the selfish nature of us to achieve some pleasure, but wherein our Krishna consciousness is ahetuki, so that there is no material cause which we look after. We never do it for any wealth, fame, or material desires, or to achieve, some good karma. I do it. So Krishna consciousness is more ahetuki, and then bhakti is also aparihata. So it doesn't. It's not like the from swarga the credits are over, they come back. But here it's not that we do Krishna consciousness for some time and we die, then it is finished. It's not like that. It's it is there forever in our saving account. It's not the saving account like our material world. If I have some money, I die, that money is no more of mine in the next life. But our devotional service, no matter what body we get next life, it still will always be there. Like we can see from Jada Bharat's pastime, that though he was Krishna, he was a devotee, but he got attached to the deer, and then he 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 left his body, and then next birth he had to take the form of deer. But in that form also he remembered Krishna. So no matter what, like in Gajendra Moksha, Gajendra story also, we see that even being in the elephant body, he could glorify Krishna. And also, if we see with this punya karma, there is no satisfaction. Yeah, it's just for some time or some happiness for some time. But here in our Krishna consciousness society, there is more of real satisfaction. Um, it can be chanting of the holy name, doing seva, or serving Hari, Guru, Vaishnavas. These all three aspects actually help us to establish the relationship first with the Krishna. Like a boyfriend and a girlfriend, for an example, they spend so much time to establish that relation. They keep talking, they keep meeting each other, they give time to each other, and then they try to please each other. And after doing this so much everything, the relationship is established. So that is sambandha. So we all are here searching for some relationship. Yeah, so this Krishna consciousness and these three things, that is chanting and serving Hari Guru Vaishnavas, having prasadam, these three aspects also help us to connect with Krishna. Like when we chant, we actually are, as we read the 10 offenses in the morning, in that we say that, in short, like there is no difference between Krishna and his holy name. So when we are chanting the holy name, we are ultimately associating with Krishna. And then prasadam is his remnants, and that's why when we have that prasadam, we get the one of the aspect to again build up relationship with him. And when we serve the devotees who already have Krishna, like our gurus, Vaishnavas, who are already Krishna conscious all the time, then we also get the inspiration to build this sambandha with Krishna. So there is sambandha prayojana abhidheya, it is said. So these aspects fall in sambandha. But this sambandha is never temporary. Like in Swargaloka, it's temporary, but this sambandha of Krishna consciousness is never temporary. And if we see here, as Prabhupada said, that the purport is that instead of being elevated to the spiritual world from which there is no longer any possibility of coming down, one simply revolves in the cycle of birth and death on higher and lower planetary systems. So if we can achieve our uh, ultimate goal of Krishna, of our life is Krishna Prem or achieving Krishna, if we go back home, back to Godhead, we don't need to come back here. Yeah, or one doesn't come again here. But if one goes to Swarga, he has to come back. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, that will always be there. Take birth, die. This cycle will keep on going. And then Krishna, this Krishna consciousness, we read Akama Sarva Kamova. So here, whether one has desires or whatever he had some desire for respect, desire for money, or whatever desires he had, but still, if he comes, he gets purified internally with this process, and then he can attain the real satisfaction or the real happiness or the permanent happiness. But wherein when we do this karma, just karma kand, just for gaining this pious activities, they are all temporary, and ultimate result of this pious activities is again sorrow, dukkhalayam, dukkha. But in Krishna consciousness, there is no, even if there are desires, they get purified, and but there is a permanent solution to it. This is not a temporary solution. Also, we see like in the different examples, like for an example, this material world is like a jail. So if a jailer is been asked by a police to come out, and then the jailer should come out, yeah. But if the jailer says, no, give me some light, give me some food, give me some fan, so he is ultimately planning, means he is doing wrong thing by planning to stay here, yeah, wherein he can permanently come out of this jail. Similarly is our position. If we here in this material world, if we are asking for this things from demigods, like police, hey goddess, give me this, Ganeshji, give me some knowledge, Saraswati, give me some this, Lakshmi ji, please give me wealth. We are just asking them, they are saying, hey, do Krishna bhakti and go. Like Shivji says, Shivji himself chants the name of Lord Hari, and they all are blessing us and telling us to chant the holy name and get out of this jail. But what we do is we go and ask them to give these facilities so I can stay in this jail. That is what the wrong thing we try to do. And there is a very wonderful bhajan by Narottam Das Thakur where he says, Durlabha Manava Janama Satasange Tarave Bhava Sindhure. So this life is very rare, and where did it go? Sorry. So, one second. One second. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah. So it's actually Bhajaure Mana Sri Nandanandana Abhay Charnara Vindare Durlabha Manava Janama Satasange Taravue Bhava Sindure. O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which make one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. So here, actually, we will read this bhajan and then we'll go in detail. And then it is said, Durlabha Manava Janama Satasange Taroe Bhava Sindure Sita Atapa Bata Barishana Eidina Yamini Jagire Bipale Sevenu Kripana Durajana Chapala Sukha Labalagire. Both in the day and at night I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain, for a fraction of flickering happiness. I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. Edhana yobana putra parijana ithe ki ache paratiti re. Kamala dala jala jivana tala mala bhajahu haripada niti re. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons, and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasyare Pujana Sakhijana Atma Nivedana Govinda Dasa Abhilashare. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Das to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense, and so forth, serving him as a friend and completely offering the Lord, and completely offering the Lord one's very self. So here, um, um, uh, Narottam Das Thakur, no, it's by Govinda Das Kaviraj, I think. He is requesting that, oh mind, just worship the lotus feet of Son Nanda, which make one fearless. So now, when we are in this outside world, when we see people just want to do some karma kand or achieve this pious deeds or credits, those are temporary, but still there is a fear. Now, what, for an example, if I achieve a position, we are still insecure. We never know when it will be snatched away from us. Yeah, so there is always some fear. We have lot of money, but they also have fear. Like the prime ministers, the politicians, they are on such a high position, but why are they, so much having lot of security and so much of fight they need to do in this political elections, So, and in spite all this, they have lot of fear. But here, we know when we take the shelter of the lotus feet of the lordships, one becomes fearless. It's Abhay Charnar Vinda AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Yeah? So, when we take the shelter, one becomes Abhay. He doesn't have any fear. He is fearless. And then having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. So now we know that when we do the Krishna consciousness and when we are in shelter of Krishna, if we give ourselves completely, this is, very rare human birth actually which we have got. And we can cross this ocean of worldly existence. Otherwise, for an example, like, there are the people in politics, there are 2 parties, So one is actually, the party which won, they keep doing something, but this another opposing party, they keep blaming them, they keep showing negative things and all. But this party person, like for an example, a prime minister, he keeps doing his work. He never stops, even if the another opposite party keeps blaming him. Why he does it? Because he has the inspiration. Why he has the inspiration? Because he knows, okay, like for an example, even if they bring some good network of trains, they will say, we got the good network of the trains. Why? Because they have this proud feeling from inside that we are serving our nation somehow. So similarly, if we have this, that, okay, I have this inspiration that somehow I'm trying to serve Krishna and, being little positive at times. And if we take the shelter of the saintly persons who have given us everything, how to take this, what is this medicine, how to take it, when to take it, what not to eat, what to eat, how to eat, everything they gave us. Yeah, it's just we have to give ourselves completely. And both in day and night I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. So we see, like, In too much of cold, it's also problem for us. Too much of heat actually is also problem. Too much of rain is also a problem. So first it starts externally. Yeah, so externally we have so much of pain. May it be weather, may it be with our society around, may it with the nature. Though nature is not giving us the pain because we did wrong, that's why nature gives us back. But those pain are also there. But we do all this so much of efforts to just achieve what? The flickering happiness, which is it's there today and tomorrow it's not there. But for this flickering happiness, we put in so much of efforts. It is said that we live like we will never die and we die like we never lived. So much of efforts we put in so that I am never going to die. That person, that neighbor person died, I am not going to die ever. And we keep putting efforts in and out, but ultimately we know that it all causes us the problem. Like nowadays it's AI world. Yeah, now people are so happy. Okay, I order this and I get it on my fingertips. Yeah, but at the same time negative things are also increasing now in the world. So whatever we do is ultimately going to cause us some sorrow, no matter what. And then it says, what assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, son, and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve the worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. So, there is no assurance of real happiness, yeah? Like this, because our body is ever changing. So there is no assurance that I'll be all the time, I'll be youth and I will have the happiness all the time. That is also not assured. Then wealth, you have it today, tomorrow you won't have, you might not have. And family members are also for some time, and after some time they are also not there. So there is no real happiness. Yeah, it's always like a tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. So now on a lotus petal, can a water stay? No, it is definitely going to fall down. Similarly, this body is some or the other day is going to be given up. We give up, yeah, and it's forcefully taken out also, so we don't have this body forever. So therefore it is said that please, you should always worship and serve the divine feet of Lord Hari. And the last is, it is desire of a great longing, Govinda Das, to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti. So we also got this 9 processes. 9 processes: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. So with this process, we can achieve the ultimate goal of life and serving him as our friend, like Krishna is said, Tumi cha mata pita tumeva bandhu sakha tumeva. So it is said, Krishna, you are my father, you are my mother, you are friend, you are everything. So if we develop this relation, if we develop this sambandha with Krishna, then there is prayojan and abhideya. So prayojan is this process is there. How can we develop this establishment? And then prayojan abhideya is our destination. So our destination is of achieving Krishna prem and get out of this material world and not go to Swarga, definitely, but go to the spiritual world where we don't need to come back again and spend our self again in this punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, and not sit on this roller coaster which keeps going upside down and not getting out of this cycle. And we have got so easy process by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy that just by chanting this holy name we can get out of this material world. Otherwise, then you see in other Kali, apart from Kali Yuga, there were so many things they had to do. Lot of tapasya, then lot of yagya, lot of charity, everything. But we have got this simple process through which we can permanently get out of this dukkhalayam ashashvatam and padam padam vipadam. Otherwise, no matter how much we try to be happy in this world, it will somehow or other, like it is said, kshina. So it will exhaust. It will exhaust in couple of minutes, couple of hours, or couple of days. It's not forever. But this holy name will always stay with us, and it will always keep us connected with Krishna. Like when we take a phone, only taking a phone is not important, but having a SIM is important. And after putting in the SIM is only not important. We need to have a network. Yeah. Then we can connect with the other person. Similarly, we have got this body, but there is a SIM, there is a soul. But if this soul is having the network like holy name, then we can connect with Krishna. And if we can connect with Krishna, then we can be happy, as a person gets happy when he connects to the another person. And that is our ultimate goal of life. And with these words, I would like to stop here. If any questions or feedbacks, comments, please let me know. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Prabhupada ki. Yes, Prabhu.
I would like to ask you if you can share your personal experience of flickering happiness.
Yes, so many examples. So, what was the recent one? Okay, so what can be the recent one? Yeah, so for an example, I like to eat something which is tasty. I eat it, and after a few hours, I don't even remember the taste. And then I again hanker for something tasty. And then we eat more, and then we lament, oh, I ate so much, I shouldn't have it. So this is one of the flickering happiness, where we always, our mind always hankers and then laments and hankers. So there is no stable enjoyment or happiness in this material world. Also, when I thought, okay, now I got a visa, I'm the happiest. And when I landed, it was ice all around me. You know? So, this happiness, no matter what, for when we like a kid in a school, okay, he feels, okay, once I clear first standard, I'll be happy. Then he thinks, okay, now when I go to 10th standard, I'll be happy. Then he feels, no, when I go to college, I'll be happy. Then he feels, no, when I achieve some degree, I'll be happy. And then he feels, no, when I go to university, I'll be happy. And then when he goes to university, he feels, no, when I get a job, I'll be happy. When he gets a job, he thinks, okay, when I get a wife, I'll be happy. There's no end. And when he gets a wife, he feels, no, I have a kids, then I'll get happy. And when he gets kids, he is about to die in search of happiness. Because if happiness would have been in a certain thing, we would have never tried for something else. Yeah. We keep trying, we keep hankering, that means there is no happiness. Like a donkey, what does the owner do to get the work done is he puts a carrot in his neck, and then the donkey feels, okay, if I listen to my owner, he will give me this carrot to eat. But is it possible? Will he ever get this carrot? No, he cannot eat it, he won't get it. But that's just the illusion been shown. Similarly is the material world, wherein we feel, okay, if I achieve this, if I get this, if I do this, I'll be happy. But that's not the case. Until and unless it is completely related to our this material body and materialistic thing. But when we get connected to spiritual, something which is everlasting, which is forever, there everything would be forever. That I think. Yeah, there is no happiness. But yeah, you can see this this Valmiki, who he did so many things to please his wife. Yeah, He used to kill, he used to do murders, he used to steal, beg, borrow. He did everything to please his wife. Yeah. But ultimately he couldn't achieve that happiness, and then, you know, he just chanted Mara Mara. He couldn't even take the name of the Lord. He just did Mara Mara Ram Ram Ram. It happened. And with this, he achieved all the happiness. And due to him, later Ramayana took part. He wrote it, and then Krishna had to do it. So, if similarly, if I keep saying Narendra Modi, nothing is going to happen. Yeah, or any song, you take any song, you sing it for once, twice, thrice, and you get bored of it. You take iPhone 17 Pro Max, Pro Plus, you use it for 9 days, and 10th day we start throwing it. What useless this is. You take a car, you keep it clean for 9 days, and then 10th day you are like, oh, who will clean this? Let it be. So much. You take a big house, and then first 1-2 months we are happy, and then 10, 20, 30 years we have to pay the EMI. Every day we keep cursing. So it's needed. If Krishna is there, devotees are coming. It depends what is our goal. If our goal is enjoyment, then we will suffer. But if our goal is to serve, then we will definitely, because that is our nature. That is what our guna dharma is. Dasa dasanudas, and connecting with Krishna, serving Krishna. That is our nature. If we try to enjoy by becoming boss, then definitely we are going to suffer, because we are going opposite to our nature, no matter what. So Krishna has given us this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. He has told what is my, like for an example, in the when we go on a traffic, there is always the board, yeah, entry, exit. If we don't go enter from where it is written exit. We enter only from where we want to enter. Similarly, Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Dukkhalayam Shashvatam. The board is already given by Krishna. This is Dukkhalayam Shashvatam. There will always be sorrow. Then we are fools who are trying to find happiness over here. And that's why we suffer. The board is already there. Now it's upon us to follow this board or not to follow. And if we don't follow, we suffer. Hanker, lament, hanker. Definition of a flickering. Or a flickering happiness also can be defined like this. If a person is put in the water, he's like drowning, and then he's taken up, he breathes in, he feels I am happy, and then he is put again in the water. That is the definition of flickering happiness. The distance between, or the time between two happiness, materialistic happiness, is called so two sorrows, two sorrows between the time span between the two sorrows is called a happiness. That is a flickering happiness. That is the definition of flickering happiness in material world. He's just brought up, he breathes, oh, I am happy, and then he's again put down. That's how the flickering happiness is in this material world. Padam padam yad vipadam. So, yeah. The first step we put in, we are in problem. And the second step, from behind we take to put front. In that between we have some happiness, and then you put second, again a problem. That's flickering happiness, I believe. Something else? Yes.
I just wanted to know, sorry, I don't have enough time to formulate the question, but maybe after a few days, like the example you made with the car or the phone, after some days we don't, it doesn't give us the happiness anymore. But would it give us the happiness if we just would be thankful and grateful and conscious about how it can be used and that we can thank that we have it?
If it is attached to Krishna, then we will be actually grateful, because we remember, okay, Krishna has given me. And for an example, you have a book, and if you write on it, in care of His Grace Sundarshyama Das, or your name, in care of. When we have this in care of thought process when we use these things, in care of, when we have this in our mind, then we can be not happy, but at least be grateful towards Krishna. Shri Shri Prahlad Narsimhadev Bhagwan ki, that he provided me this and I am going to use for his service, and then it will give us satisfaction. It won't give us happiness. And if a person is satisfied, he is happy ultimately, because he won't fall in the cycle of lamenting and hankering. He is happy, okay, he is satisfied, okay, I have this, it's given by Krishna. Am I able to serve with this? Yes, I am able to serve, I am done. I don't need something more extra than this. I don't need MacBook or something. I'll be satisfied with whatever I have, and I'll be happy to serve Krishna. Like that, I think. If we are not satisfied, then we'll be landing in this cycle of lamenting, hankering. We hanker for more and then we lament, oh, I didn't like this. Then I hanker for more. Because it is not connected to Krishna, and then it won't give me satisfaction to my heart. My heart will always hanker for something. So, if I have this attitude of in care of Krishna, and if I relate everything to Krishna, then I'll be satisfied for sure. Yeah. Okay. Shri Shri Prahlad Narsimhadev Bhagwan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.